Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, a big warm welcome. I'm really pleased you could join me. I am today going to work on some tags and journaling cards and that with a bit of a nature vibe going on, as if I'm trying to will spring into coming. I'm thinking if I work with lots of spring things, spring might hurry up and get here and this long old winter might end. So if the universe is listening, that will happen. If not, spring will come in her own time, which I'm sure the latter is going to happen before the former. So I've also got one of these lovely time cards that I received from my dear friend Dawn. Hiya Dawn, thank you darling. These are gorgeous. I'm holding them really, but I thought I want to use one because they're really good quality and they're nice and tall, and yeah, I got really excited. So also before we start, so be grabbing your bits and bobs to craft along with me. I got a new oven yesterday, yay! Mine was really on its way out, and when we moved into here, it didn't fit the gap, and yeah, it was really bad. It looked rubbish because it was way too small for the bigger gap that was here, and yeah, it was on its way out. Things kept going wrong with it, so I got a new oven yesterday, and it came. And all the shelves, I'm just looking to see where all the others have gone. Oh, here they are. Well, there's another one. Yeah. All the shelves is wrapped in these. So I think I've got about 6 or 8 of these pieces. And I really like that they're quite sturdy on their own. Because I've got another piece of this kind of, what's it called? Corrugated cardboard, but that's quite flimsy. But this, I like the colour, I like that it's sturdy, and that could be a tag without all the layering up and that, you know, just with a bit of stamping. But yeah, I'm excited, so I thought I can use those because the colours are lovely, like straw and yeah, or wheat, whatever, and yeah, those colours will look fabulous. So let's crack on and start. Right, so handily enough, I found, cut and inked, among my little scraps, a little tag all ready to roll that I'd obviously cut out at the time and then not got round to using. So yeah, having a good rummage, I've found one that is nice and ready. So I think the lines I'm going to leave on the back. And yeah, I've got a bit of paper that's not quite ready, but almost. I do find it handy sometimes when I'm going to be making a few things to just prepare bits already, and then afterwards I do end up with bits and bobs that I didn't end up using, but they're handy for next time. But yeah, when I said I do like to prepare, that's only sometimes. I haven't this time, and yeah, a lot of the time you don't have chance, do you? You just think, right, I'll just throw myself right into it and that, because I've got to crack on and get stuff done. But yeah, other times when I've got a bit more time on my hands, it is nice to sit. Oh, there went the glue stick. It is nice to just be able to get stuff prepared and just keep grabbing what you need. Now, I do like that side. The ink seems to be much darker on one side than the other, and I like that, so I'm just putting a bit more over here. Yeah, and now I need to get the glue on. So I hope you're all well. It's a bit crazy around the globe right now, isn't it? So wherever you are, I hope that you're feeling fabulous. Yeah, I feel exactly the same as I normally feel, so I know that I'm alright. But it is really, really worrying the amount of people getting sick. I just thought at the beginning that it was all like a mountain out of a molehill, but it's so not, and people have lost their lives. So I do send my sincere condolences to anybody who's got someone in their family that's poorly. Sorry, I'm just rabbiting on while I was looking for this. I couldn't see it, but I've put it on the thing behind me. So yeah, I do hope that you are all healthy and that all your families are too. But it is a bit crazy. It's all around the globe. It's not just one place or the other, is it? There's so many countries. But anyway, enough of that, because we don't want to focus on the negatives around the world. We want to look at the positives of the amount of people that are still healthy and all of that, you know. So I just need to tighten that a bit. It don't feel, I find it hard to grip. Sometimes I have to get family members to do it for me. Right, so that is our back ready for journaling, which is cool. And now we can work over here. I really like this, so I do want something going along, yeah, like that. But before we get there, I'm going to stamp on here, so I'll just grab my stamping platform. Right, I've found my stamping platform. Well, I didn't have to find it, I knew exactly where it was, and all my inks. However, my Ranger inks, which include my black, my small ones, I don't know where that is. I couldn't find my little stack of small ones. Lord knows where they are, because I always put things in the same place. So clearly one time I haven't, and it's just thrown me into craziness because I can't find it. So I'm using this black ink. It was only £1 in the range ages and ages ago, before I got the Ranger little mini set, because they was a gift from my lovely friend Denise. Thank you, my love. And yeah, I treasure them. But today I don't know where they are. I did use them the other day, and I've clearly not put them back where I always put them. So now I'm going to struggle, because I have to have things the same, otherwise, yeah, I'll just go into all sorts of confusion and stress. Probably because where I've got fibromyalgia, I am much more forgetful than I ever was. Sorry, I'm just getting out a wipe to wipe off that ink, and that didn't come out too bad. I was expecting a much poorer result with the £1 ink than what I've got. So if you haven't got them inks, £1 in like your local what's it called, craft shop, or shop that sells craft supplies, which is more what the range is. It's not actually a craft shop. But yeah, for £1 you can't go wrong, can you? Because that has come out pretty good. But anyway, yeah, because of my fibromyalgia, I am really a lot more forgetful than I ever was. And I have to put things in the same place each time, otherwise I could be looking now for them for a week. I really could, and there ain't I haven't got a lot of stuff or a lot of room for stuff, so it can only be in a number of places, but, well, a small number of places, but yeah, I don't know where at this moment in time, but that has performed pretty well. And I know it's going to be hidden by this. I might come down a little bit so you can see a bit more of that wing. So I'm just gonna try in a straight line to snip that off. There's some ink on there. Yep, I like that position a lot better. And oh, I've kind of got used to this now. The first time I used it, as opposed to the 3-in-1, also made by Beacon, and also that has the exact same labelling and warnings and everything else. But yeah, the first time I used it, I went all like light-headed and weird. The video I was filming, I ended up just having to delete it all and just mark that one down to experience, because yeah, it came out mad because I went all light-headed, and yeah, I was talking nonsense. Like, I know I do talk a lot of nonsense anyway, but a lot more, you know. It was really noticeable that something was going on that wasn't quite right. But I've been using it now for like a week, and I'm used to it. It's not doing that to me now. Yesterday I used it a ton when I was working on the box that I showed you in the previous video. I was working on all the outside of that, so I used this a ton, and yeah, I was fine. So it must have just been that one-off day where I wasn't used to it. Right, so I really like how that is starting to look. I'm just going to move a few things because, as you know, I can't handle the clutter. So I'll leave that laying down though, and then you don't have to shake it like a woman possessed every time I want a little squirt of it. So I just want, there's a little, something small for down here. It might just end up being writing, because I really do love her handwriting. I don't want to use a piece like just for the writing that have got images on the back, so I'd rather go with, I'm looking for a piece that's got writing on both sides. Like this one. And I know I just ripped that out awfully, but loads of it's been ripped out, so in some places it's falling apart, and that was just quick and easy. Right, now I prefer this side to this side, because can you see how close together she's written, like to try and fit it all in? I really love that. So I'm going to use a bit of this, and right, I'm going to put it on the small bit, because I find that easier. We don't want to write a lot, so maybe like that. Right, and I'll just turn that off the bottom like that. Oh, so I don't know what that was, alerting me of something or another. Even now, I've had that phone ages now, because I broke my old one. And even now, I still don't know what the sounds mean. I'm sure it's just me, but yeah, it'll make a noise really late at night, and Jamie will go, "What's that?" And I don't know, and it really frustrates him, because he's like, "You must know the difference between a text or like an alert or this or that," and I'm like, "I don't." Stop judging me. Right. So, yeah, I was really pleased when I saw this wrapped around all the shelves on the oven, because I just thought, oh, it's like 2 gifts for the price of 1. Because, yeah, I really was badly in need of an oven, and I was going to have to wait ages and ages and ages. but then my mum let me order it off of her thing where she can like sort of pay it over 9 months catalogue thing. So yeah, I did that. So I thought, oh wicked, I can afford one now. Otherwise I was going to have to save up for literally ages, and you know how it's like, if you're saving up there will always be things that are at that specific moment really important that you need to spend the money on other than what you're saving for, so you end up dipping into it. And yeah, I didn't want to do that because I thought I'll never ever get it. So, oh, I really like this colour. I haven't, since I got it, I bought a mixed bag from, what's her name, Yarn on Etsy, of her sari silks. Normally I buy like a pack of ivory or a pack of blue and things like that, but I bought a mixed bag so that you've got smaller bits and pieces of colours where you don't want a whole skein. And look, there's green, and yeah, I've got other colours in the other colour boxes. This is just the green and brown box of bits, so, which isn't a very big box, it's a tiny box because I don't really use these colours a lot. But yeah, I really like that, and I think I'm going to go along here. So I'm going to use this glue this time because I'm going to be smushing this into like a ruffle, and so I need a very quick grab. So that, the other glue, that wouldn't cut it. It just, I'd be here till tonight and it's only morning. I literally would be here for hours waiting for it to be fully adhered, whereas I could just smush like this and it grabs on its own, which is fabulous straight away, like that. And I'll need a bit there for that, and see how quick was that. You just don't get that with like a normal PVA. Oh, sorry. I was pushing it down into, off of the mat so that the lip will stop it keeping rolling towards me. But I bashed it into my little gold, what's their faces? Them little things, eyelets. That's what I was on about. Right, I think I need a bit under the top there as well. Just a little bit, if it'll come out. Oh, I really like that. And so for the top, I think that one, oh, I might do a little tiny stamp on there. Or if I can find a little tiny one to tear out, I can do that. Right, so I went off and had a rummage. I couldn't find an image small enough for there that, like, I wanted to maybe find in a book, like a butterfly that was little, or a bird or something. I didn't have anything small enough. But I found this, and it's just a little tiny book, and it's called Lost Forest. And if you've watched me before, I've got a load of these in like a sort of job lot for a deal that was too good to turn away from, and so I bought them, and they don't hardly ever get used. Well, they wasn't hardly ever getting used, and then I thought, no, get them out where you can see them when you're working, because you may find little uses for them. And that is exactly what I'm doing. Whereas before, I bought them, took them home, put them away, and never ever looked at them again. Right, and you see, I just, if you can't see, that is little tiny toadstools on here. And so, yeah, they'd be great big ones if that was the 12 by 12. But, yeah, I don't even know how many inches it is. It's so little. It says 10 centimetres by 10 centimetres. What's that in inches? I don't even know. But yeah, I ain't got a ruler right next to me other than this one, and the numbers on it are weird. Can't because you can count along each ways and things. I think, I'm sure. Yeah, look, it starts at 0 there. So, oh, but that's in centimetres, isn't it? No, right. Let's start at 0. 4 by 4. I thought it was smaller than that. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm using that ruler wrong. But yeah, that's what it says on there. So I've just inked round my tiny toadstools, and I fancy having them like that, and I can still see a bit of white. So that's it. I want it nice and dark around the edges. That's better. And oh no, I can use a bit of glue stick. Look at me using all the different glues in the same video. It's just that I thought, seeing as how much this did affect me mentally, even though it hasn't since, because I've been using it a ton, it did make me think maybe I shouldn't use that all the time, because I use it for everything when it's not needed. Yeah, to get a fast grab and to hold something for the rest of our lives, yes, it's really needed, but to hold that little bit of paper on there forever, or for a very long time in our lifetime, these and these normal PVAs are quite substantial. So, right, I've decided, I think I'll have a yellow coming out of there. And I think we've got that really bright one. I might save the yellow for the base. I've got this more muted one. Yeah, I like that. This is from Dawn again. So thank you, love. It's lovely. And yeah, I'm only going to use a little bit because I really do like that colour. And yeah, my one that I originally had, as you saw, was very bright, but I think on a tag or a card with bees, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it, that bright one? So that is where it's probably going to end up going. So I should have cut this a little teeny tiny bit longer. However, now that's in, that's it, it won't go nowhere. And I don't always have to have great big long bits of ribbon and that. I do sometimes, but you don't need to all the time. Right. Oh. I'm making the right pigs here with that, ain't I? Right, so now I want a bit of sari silk at the top, and I've got this that I already had, which is really bright. I do like it, but I'm thinking save that one for our bumblebee tag or journaling card. And I've got this one sent to me by the lovely Dawn, and so I'm just going to use a bit of this, and I'm leaving it on there before I cut it so that I know what size I need to have. And yeah, that will be plenty long enough. Yeah, so I'll put that there. Get them more even and just pop that through, and then we can give them a little trim once they're in place. That's better. Right, and I don't want to take a lot off. I'm going a little tiny bit that way. And just a smidgen off of there. Right. So yeah, thank you, Dawn. I love this yellow. It's beautiful. So there, we've got our first tag all ready to go in journal. And now I think I want to do that, what's it called, time card. So, as you can see, this is a lovely, lovely feel to it. It's gorgeous. This was from Dawn also, so thank you, darling. I really, really love these, and I probably won't use many at all, so I can hoard them for a while. But I thought with those great big long lengths of corrugated cardboard, this was perfect, because you wouldn't get many things, especially scraps that have come, like junk mail or like packaging and that. You wouldn't get many that fit this big long thing. Well, not fit, but are as long as this long thing, but they are. So I'm just going to pop this on here. I would use my what's it called, glass chopping boards that I normally use to do this on, so that I don't get ink and glue everywhere. I like to put that under me, especially doing things like this where you're just making all that mess. But it's got some playing cards drying on it that I've gessoed. Right, and now I've dropped the cardboard, and it went right over there. Right, so these are brilliantly long, which I'm so glad about. So I want it torn again. Right. I think maybe going in and then coming out again. Right, let's see. Yeah, I think maybe going over here, and then we'll be able to see stuff there. But I am gonna decoupage a bit. I'll try and find something that has not got a right load of pattern, or not right dark colours, and then we'll see all this writing coming through. Right, this would have been adorable, which, look, it's just gorgeous, but it would only have been like that much. We wouldn't have had something going the length, so that was out the window. These are, I absolutely adore these, and I did use a little piece from them when I was doing my playing cards, but I want to see this coming through, and you wouldn't see it. There's a lot going on, which is fabulous for the right project, but not fabulous for this one. So this is what I found. Ta-da! And I am over the moon with that, because it's nice and long, and it's nature, and I think where there's a lot of pale colours, you will see all of that coming through. So I just need my little, what's it called, the thing, this pen, water pen. I just need that, and look, it's near enough the whole length. Not quite, because these are very long, but it's not loads far off. So I'm just going to go around the whole thing, and this just makes it so much easier than tearing, because I used to tear them all the time before I got this pen. And if you want to know where I got it, it was a gift to me, along with my set of tear rulers. This was part of the pack, and yeah, I got it from my lovely dear friend Denise over at Wonderbar Crafts. And oh, I was so excited with the tear rulers, right, that I unwrapped it, and this is what my brain's like for forgetfulness since I've been ill, and I'm like it all the time. I put this part away and just went on to be using the tear rulers all the time, and this is to soften things. If you want to tear something nice and it's thick like this, or like your cardstock and that, it makes it easier to tear. But I put it away and then kept watching Denise using hers, thinking I've got to get myself one of them. And then I found one when I was looking for something else, and I didn't know where it had come from, and then Denise reminded me, bless her heart, that it comes with the tear rulers. But yeah, I didn't know that. Right, so sorry, I just paused there, but I went on to start tearing this. One of my sons needed the kitchen, and I lost my craft room. If you're just joining me, I moved at Christmas and built my hopes up that this new house, I was sure that it had a utility room, but it didn't. That what I thought was the utility room weren't. It was just a downstairs toilet and then the staircase that's outside the downstairs loo. So I lost my craft room, and so now I craft in my kitchen diner, which has its pros and cons. The pros are that I'm really near to the kitchen, and if I open this door next to me, near to the downstairs loo, and so yeah, those are the pros. I am not going to list the negatives because there's too many of them, and it would take me for the rest of this video and into the next one, because things like this, I'm under the bit of the stairs, so every time someone walks up and down the stairs you hear it. Every time someone comes in or out, they come right into this room. And because, oh yeah, my kitchen dining room is right here. The front door opens right into my kitchen dining room. So yeah, that's just a few of my struggles, and yeah, the struggle is real, and it's yeah, it's a lot. Now I could even flip that over if I wanted to and do it, because once you get it wet and you put it on here, the colours will be as bright as what they are like that. So I'm really not sure what way to have it, but yeah, I do like that. But then I was going to have this coming up here. See, that's if I have it full whack. I could bring it over slightly, and I think I'm going to do that. But yeah, I love this, that it goes really almost from top to bottom. That is perfect. So let's get some glue. Oh, I am literally using all the glues, ain't I? Because now I need a bit of this. Right. And so I'll just get a good bit laid down. The only downside of putting on a piece this long is it's more tricky than if you use it. If I would have broke it up and used it in bits. I think I want to come up more, yeah, like that. And I might use this bit for something else and cut another, or rip another piece for here on this one. I'm not sure yet. Right. And yeah, like I said, with a longer piece like this, it's easier to mess up. But I think as long as you just keep on doing it in the same normal way, gentle strokes outwardly, outwards and upwards, onwards and upwards, yeah, outwards and upwards with your brush, and yeah, just being so gentle, like as gentle as if you're brushing an eyelash off a baby's cheek. Not that you would use a paintbrush for that, do not use a paintbrush for that. But yeah, that's how gentle we need it to be. Because yeah, it can easily tear once it's wet. I think we're all covered. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, I'm going to dry this off. And yeah, it's nice if you can just set it down and let it dry naturally, but I haven't got the time for that, so I will be right back once I've used my heat tool. Right, that is all nice and dried off, and I've just trimmed the excess. I'm just checking if it's completely dry, and it is. I'm just gonna go over it with, this is just a nail file. I just liked it, and it's really like a gentle one. It's got it's only fine sanding paper, which is all a nail file is, isn't it? It's only fine on each side, which I like, because some of them are really, really abrasive and too much for this. But yeah, when I find little gems like this, especially if it's cute with a little face. Oh yeah, if it's cute with a face on, or a unicorn, like the post-it notes and things like that, you know what I'm like. The tin has got little things on. Look, Mrs. Tiggy Winkle, a child basically, a child in an old body, because I'm going to be 50 at the end of the year. Yeah, big 50. Who would have thought it? And yeah, I don't think like it or anything like that. See, your faults stay exactly the same as long as you can remember, because when you're a right little kid, you can't actually remember your faults unless it's something bad, like if you was bullied or things like that, and then you have a big memory of it. Like I've got it in my head, but yeah, just normal things you don't remember thinking about them that much. But yeah, then once you get to like a teenager, you remember all those sorts of things, everything. So yeah, my brain don't feel like it's changed since then. Or maybe childhood, because I do remember quite a lot from my childhood. So I don't know how the brain works. If I did, I probably wouldn't be so anxious about everything, would I? If I was in the know. Right, I am over the moon with how that has come out. And you see, you can still see the days of the week and everything through the flowers and our little creatures. So I absolutely adore that as it is. And where's the piece that I've so painstakingly taught that was going to be like that? No, unless maybe, yeah, see look, if that was full on, how I lined it up, it'd be like that. So yeah, there's no way I'm doing that. Maybe, oh, I know, and I don't think this bit is wide enough. No, I'm going to have to start on a new piece, and what I'm going to do is make it bigger down here and then just tailing off up to about here, and that is going to be a pocket, but on the wonk, a pocket on the wonk. That's what I want. So I do need to start to tear at the very edge, but going upwards for a bit before I start going inwards. And right, so it will be like that, but I can come down a bit or take a bit more off so that we can see our ladybird. So I want to come across a bit more. Right. Let's see. Yeah, we can see our ladybird now when if we stick it like that, yeah, I really like that. I want to just take a couple bits off where I've done them with me now. It looks like teeth marks. I always say that, don't I? But it's true. It must just be the shape of my nail, but it makes it look like teeth marks, and you don't want it looking like a rat chewed it off, do you? No. So that's why I thought I'd do that. Yeah, I really, really like that. So that was a very forceful bang on the thing. That was my excitement, you see, where I really like the look of this. And yeah, I think, like, I was really excited yesterday to get the cooker, and then we started unwrapping it, and I think I was more excited, if I'm honest with you, about the cardboard, you know, because I was excited with the new cooker. I am really pleased. It looks really nice. I keep looking over it thinking, oh, that looks nice, better than the old one. But yeah, I was a little bit thinking, oh, a lovely new oven, I'll bake a cake, right? That lasted for about, I'm going to be generous if I say 5 minutes, because then I thought, I might have a new oven. I ain't got anyone else here to wash up though. I don't have a dishwasher. I like to sit and wash up when I've had my dinner. I feel it makes the dinner go down. And I say sit because I have one of them perching stools that they give you when you're a bit disabled, like me, right? So I sit at that, at the sink, and wash up. And I like doing that. I do it every night to let my dinner go down and that. But when there's a lot of us, like when the whole family are here, and say like I do a big roast dinner or something like that, or I make a cake, or do cooking with the kids or something, right? The amount of washing up is just unbelievable. It's not normal like me and the 2 boys dinner, which is what I normally wash up, or sometimes the boys ain't even here, or they're just sorting out their own stuff, because I don't eat the food they eat. I'm vegetarian. So they might be just sorting that themselves out, and I'll tell them, oh, don't mind me. So then when it comes to me, I don't have to wash up, like a plate, maybe a saucepan, a knife that I've chopped vegetables with, the spoon that I ate with. Really, it's minimal, right? And then when you make a cake or something, you use everything, don't you? Every little thing. So yeah, I don't like that at all. So yeah, the cake making idea that came to me left pretty much straight after. Don't you think that looks cool? But that ain't going to be the tag. I want a much longer one to go with this. So yeah, I'm liking this so far. But yeah, I really got it really blew over the wanting to bake a cake malarkey. It just, I was thinking if I could stamp on this, because look, still see the lines through it a little bit, but I don't know whether you can, whether it'll be smudgy. Shall I try it? I might as well, mightn't I? If I'm going to experiment something, I might as well do it while I'm talking to you guys, because then you don't have to experiment, do you? You've watched me experiment, and if it all goes badly wrong, you know not to do it. Right, so I was thinking, yeah, just stamp right on here. I'll have a butterfly again, maybe a different butterfly. Right. Oh, we could have a dragonfly. So we've got a butterfly and a ladybird. I love dragonflies. Or we could have had a bee, but I want to do something with the bee in a minute. Right. So yeah, I don't know how it's going to turn out. But yeah, I was telling you, so I fancied making a cake. And then we were still under in the oven. So you can tell it wasn't really that long at all, maybe a minute or 2. And then when I got these bits of cardboard, see that they was wrapped around every single shelf. And there's quite a few shelves because it's a double oven. I was overcome with excitement. So yeah, the cake fall went as soon as it came, and I thought, it's a good job we've got a corner shop that stocks loads of stuff, because if I really fancy a cake, I'll just go there. Right, I might need to get that black back because I haven't gone away yet and looked where my little Ranger ones are, and I don't think that is good enough. So I'm just going to pack this, because if I wipe I might go over, and I can see it's not drying like it normally would. Maybe if I stamp it and then use my heat tool on it to fix the colour. I think I'm going to do that, and I'm not going to smudge it with my finger first to see, because I can see on there that it is wet. And why's that corner not taking? Maybe I'm not holding it long enough. Right, I'm really pushing down. Oh yeah, and then it's done it. Right, but yeah, I suppose if I put a little bit, because I'm going to tear that, so if I put a bit over here, and then we'll see. No, it's not smudging, but then that was only a tiny little bit. I can see that it's not soaking in, because this isn't porous in the way that normal paper is, or normal card. So I'm gonna quickly just give that a little blast with me. So I've done that, and then now I'll do it with my ruler. And I might, this might actually be too big, to be honest with you. I might actually need to do a smaller insect. But if I do, it's no drama. I can always use this on the next one. And yeah, I started to use my ruler and then thought, you can't do a ruler around a dragonfly, can you, silly no? Because I don't want it all straight lines. Let's see, yeah, I was trying to avoid that happening. Right. Let's see. No, it does fit. Right. Share a bit more for this end. Right. And come in a bit there. And right, good job with this is that I can see through it. So I can just flip it over so it's easier to tear that way. Right, yeah, that, I like that, but I think I want something else as well underneath it. So, see, I really like this, but I don't want the gold. Maybe instead of using it in the way I would use ribbon, I'll just cut it, cut the ends off and just use it like a piece of normal fabric. So I'm cutting it bigger than I want it. And we'll pop that ribbon back. If this don't work out, I have got other ones that we can try with, but I think the colours look really nice. I'm going to dirty it up a bit as well. So I'm cutting all the edges off. And up here, oh, and this edge, right, now I've got rid of all the edges. We can see how big or little we need it. We need it a bit smaller than that. Right, and now, I don't want gold. Now I'm going to fray it a bit and see how well that works. Because it's not normal fabric, it's ribbon. But yeah, we're doing pretty well. That's quite easy to fray. Right. That and a bit more on this end. So I like that a lot, and so I'm just gonna carefully make it a little bit dirty. And I'm not going mad, but I like that, and I like that bit in there's really white. Just getting those gaps a little bit more. That's better. I really like that. So I think I'm going to need this glue. And in the excitement yesterday, I lost the lid. I don't know whether it's gone in the recycling with the recycling packaging, or the packaging that was recyclable that I couldn't use, just like the plastic that it was wrapped in, or there was another big bag that we had to put all the polystyrene in that's not recyclable, because there was a shed load of polystyrene with it, I suppose, to protect it. But yeah, that had to go in there. And then there's normal, just like sort of bits and bobs that I do throughout the day, and just, yeah, I don't know what on earth happened to the lid, but I've hunted high and low and I can't find it. So it keeps making its own lid by forming a little bubble at the top, which is pretty cool, because it only comes out that much, and then it does harden into like a little pea of glue. But it's a bit wasteful, isn't it, because that's happening every single time, because I've lost the lid. But yeah, I think it went out, and by the time I realised that I didn't have it, all the rubbish bags was out and that, and I thought, you know what, I ain't going out into the bin shed, dragging them all out again and then going through them just for a lid, you know. Maybe I should, but yeah, I really couldn't be bothered. Right, I've inked around that now. I want a little bit more here. And yeah, I really like that. Maybe going that way, yes, like that. Right. Oh, I'll just smear it like that. Oh, right, and then it's not wasting. Okay, I wanted to go that way, didn't I? Yep. Right. Oh, I love it. And I think I want something coming up the side as well, maybe. Or, oh no, let's see. Right, so I've got out this banana yarn, also from Yarn, where I get my sari silks, and I love this because you can pull it and pull it out a bit, or you can twist bits. Like you see, I've got 2 bits here. Well, if you just put it between your finger and thumb and twist it a little bit, it ends up that it's connected again, so that then you've got a longer bit, you see, because that's all it is, it's just twisted fibres. So I love this. And yeah, see, I've pulled it apart again because I didn't really twist long enough. But you can, if you sit and twist for like a minute, like probably not even a whole minute, then you, what's it called, you get back to being connected again. Oh, sorry if I sound all jingly jangly. I just want to light my candle because it must be fate. I just got a new one of these in the post. When I got my ones originally from BB Craft, that I demonstrate some of their bits and bobs for them. So when I got mine, because I was just buying the one, or just choosing the one rather, because they send them to me so that I can show them to you, I just chose my initial because I didn't know how I was going to get on with it and how I was going to like it. But since then I did really like them and everything, so I chose a couple more, and I just got my butterfly today. So I'm just going to put a couple of wassets in there, bits of thingy, because I want to do a little stamp down here. I want to put my little butterfly down here, but it is on corrugated thing. Ideally I wanted it half on half off, but I really don't know how that will come out. So if I wreck it, I can always cover it up or get rid of it or do something. But in the meantime, I think I want a bit of this up here. So I don't need as much as that, but oh, let's see if I want this fat bit or a thinner bit. Kind of like the fat bit. Let's cut that there, and I'll put this back over here. And yeah, let's see, I'll twiddle about with that later. See, it does like pull right out. You can have it however you want it, so it's really cool. Or you can twiddle it and get really thin bits if you just pull them off and then start twiddling again. And so, right, oh, it's going like hair, isn't it? It's getting bigger with this one. My hair's like when I wake up in the morning. Or before they invented hair straighteners, or not, or before I heard of hair straighteners. Oh Jesus, my hair. In the past, there was something to laugh about. Oh, just a frizzy mess. Right. When I wake up, I look like a cross between Russell Brand and Amy Winehouse with my big hair. It seems to get bigger in the night of its own accord, and I don't move about. I'm not a fidget when I go to sleep. I'll stay in the same place. Jamie always says he's worried I'm dead because I never move. I'll lay down to go to sleep and I'll wake up in the exact same place. Sometimes still holding my book, what I started reading. And the bedside lamp's still on, because I'll fall asleep when I'm on my own, which is most of the time. I'll read and fall asleep, and I'll wake up and the book is resting on my chest in my hands where I haven't moved all night. But yeah, for someone that don't move at all, how this hair gets all frizzy is beyond me. Right, so I think I'm gonna die cut a couple of little butterflies and embed them in there somehow. So I'm just going to nip across and cut out some little butterflies, and I'll be right back. Right, so I've cut out some little butterflies. Oh, I forgot I was melting wax. It's already, it's bubbling. Right, let's do that first. Oh, please go well, please go well, please, please, please. Oh, it's going everywhere. Right. Oh, I really don't know whether I've messed it up or not. Let's blow out the candle. I forgot that I was doing that. Oh dear. Right. Oh, yes. Yeah, I could have done with it not running over there as much, but other than it going slightly over there, I am really pleased with that. Oh, I've got a bit stuck on me now, and I've stuck it on that. Right. Oh, I am really pleased with that. Yeah, like I said, it would have been better if it didn't run that way, but I still do really like it. So I've got these little butterflies, as I was going to say. I cut out some in the cardboard, like, well, 2 in the cardboard and 2 in orange, because we've got orangey tones here and there. Hang on, I've missed a bit. Thing is though, when you're doing them this fiddly, it's trying to ink on them. It is difficult. Right, let's grab a book page, put them on that. Oh. Right, and I'll try and see if this is better. Let's see. Yeah, that is inking them better. Right. Oh! Right, one's flew away. There it is. Right. Oh! Oh! Just dip it in on the tips of the wings. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Oh! Let's flip that over and see. Oh yeah, I like that. And there, right. So we've got our inked up tiny little butterflies, teeny tiny ones. Right, let's move. I'm getting all of a pickle. Right. Okay, so I'm going to bring them over here. I'll have to wet my finger to pick them up. Right. I just want to embed them, you see, so I just want a teeny tiny bit of glue, if it can do teeny tiny for me. I'm not too much. Right, I can see a little tiny bit on there. Just the barest little bit. Oh, that'll do. Right. There. And our teeny tiny baby one. Come on, I only want a tiny little smidge of glue. That might do it. Or is it just going to stick it to my finger? No. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, they're fine. Oh, I really like that. Right. I'm just gonna grab a big long tag that I think I'll do it off camera so that we can just crack on. Right, to save time, I just went ahead and just cut out a long tag of this corrugated thingy. I did another more little wax thing there. It did the same thing, probably because the corrugated cardboard, it started running, but I've twisted my twisty stuff around there, and that fits in there nicely over to one side because of this, but that's cool because then it goes up at an angle and you can still see the butterfly. So I might put a teeny tiny bit of this there, and not that that's a big deal, but it just makes it a little bit more symmetrical. And also I can have that as like a continuation that's going from now top to bottom. I think that will look quite cool. So I'm going to go round in a semicircle there, a bit more down the bottom just in case, just for the little threads. Right, so like that. I don't want to hide my gorgeous butterfly. I'm really proud of that one. Right, and then yeah, just pushing some of these little bit of threads to stick to the glue rather than my fingers. That's it. And yeah, you can see I did another one to match. Oh, I love that. I'm so pleased. It's like perfect timing that it arrived today. Right, so that's that. Thank you, Dawn, for these big long time clocking in kind of cards. I love it, it's fabulous. Right, so we've made a little tag like that, and right, we'll do one more. Right, so I've got a big bit of cards. I'm going to do a journaling card now, and then we'll call it a day. And so I want a fairly big one, not massive though. Let's see. That there. Right, yeah, I think that's perfect. Not too big and not too little. Right. I'm looking for my corner rounders. Sorry for the rummaging noises. It's because I've just grabbed stuff that I think I'm going to need. Different papers, the corrugated cardboard. I've got another type over there. And yeah, I've put it all there with like the greaseproof paper and everything like that. But it's blocking my things that I need that are underneath it. So I've got to keep rummaging for stuff. Right. This has got like pretty much like a nice plain back, like there's texture there and everything, but it means that I won't have to back it with tea or coffee dyed paper because it's easy enough to write on. Some surfaces with some scrapbook papers, they're not good to write on. So even though there's something on the reverse and it's plain, it don't mean you can write on it. Sometimes they're not very good, the ink will smudge and stuff, but this is fine. I know it is because I've written it myself. Right, I've got another type of corrugated paper, cardboard. It's more like paper. It's not thick and sturdy like this. This was from, you can probably see, I bought some plates and this, there were sheets of this in between. So I want to kind of make a frame. So this is why I'm thinking this one, because it's a lot thinner, a lot easier to tear. But before I do that, I want to do some stamping. I'm just looking at where I want the light and the darkness coming from. I think I'll go that way up. Right. Before I do anything though, I would like to do some stamping. So I just decided, didn't I, and then I moved it and then now I don't know. I think that way. I don't know if I thought that 2 seconds ago. I'll only know when I watch this back. Right, and I've got this little honeycomb stamp there. That, oh, I'm just moving my magnets so that I keep my paper nice and still. And I'm going to go off a little bit so that it looks like it doesn't end abruptly. I could have done with doing this, I did want it brown, but I would have preferred walnut stain. But again, that's one of my minis. And for the life of me, I don't know where that is. Although I really like how that has come out. That's fabulous. Right, and I think I want to reposition. And maybe there, like that. Yeah, actually, looking at it now, I'm glad that I did use the vintage photo, because it goes so well with the colours, like the shading as we're going from light to dark. It looks really cool. I love it. I'm just gonna go put a little bit more ink just on a part of it so that it's not so uniform. That's it. There's some lighter bits, some darker bits. Right, let's see. Yeah, I think that's plenty for that one. And then we're going to want another colour. another stamp rather. Right, I've got our little bee. Okay, so positioning the bee. I have got other bees. I do like this great big one. Oh, now if I wanted something framing, we've got to go quite central there. And then we could do a couple of the smaller bees. That moved. And yeah, I'll just hold that for a second so that the ink transfers. Ah, lovely. I like that. And maybe a couple of littler ones. Right, these bees that come with the honeycomb, I think they look too cartoony, if you know what I mean. I do like them, but I'm going to go with this smaller little bee. And remember I said we did want a frame going all the way around the outside with the corrugated cardboard, so I'm going to put that one, yeah, on the honeycomb itself. To make this one stand out as well, because we've gone over to the darker side of the card. Yeah, and that won't stand out very well. I'm going to put some black on top. Because I want it to stand out a little bit more than what it is. Ah, yes, that's enough. I don't want it too dark, like thick black, but that is plenty. Right, so we can pop this away and start working on the next bit. Right. So I wanted, didn't I, to kind of frame this. So I'm going to tear some bits and bobs to go around the outside, and I'm starting with the corners. I just think it's easier, I'm making it easier on myself to sort of know how I want it, and using the gift that I've been given with the corners, because it just saves a lot of work, don't it? I can round them off. Right, obviously that's way too much. More like that. Yes, I like that. And then maybe using this bit, oh, I don't know. No, I'll come with a thin bit like that. And then I might use some of these pieces here and there to have that thicker corrugated pattern and texture. Right. And yeah, sorry if watching me tear cardboard isn't exactly exciting, is it? But I'm just trying to get these layers how I would like them, and still use a little bit more of this. Right, I'm going to ink all around them now, and I'll be right back, because otherwise this video will be 2 days long. Right, so I kept the corners where I wanted the corners, but then I've inked all these little bits, and I thought we could play around as we go along, positioning them where we want. But I thought I'd get the corners down first, and then we can start messing around and using our artistic eye to place the rest once it's going. because yeah, I like to sort of let whatever I'm doing, let the mood take me in all sorts of directions. So yeah, I don't like to make a big decision straight off. I like to have a little play around. Like, oh. And as you can see, once we've got these corners on, it's pretty much framed, but I'm just going to play around with these pieces now, layering and put in, like, say maybe bigger ones with the thicker, harder bits, corrugated bits. Play around with them, layering them in between like the softer pieces and that. So I quite like that there. Maybe there and that. Yeah. Right. So that coming down a bit like that. And then this bit just on the top. Like that. Oh yeah, I like that. Just getting it in a straight line. Save me having more work to do after. I like this nice long piece like that. Or maybe going that way. And let's see, with perhaps a softer piece behind it at the top, like a double layer there. Oh, and luckily this glue dries clear, so I ain't got to worry if I've blobbed it elsewhere. And like that. Yeah, I'm liking how it's coming along. And right, see, maybe a piece like that. And a little thinner piece. No, not with the straight edge going that way. With it going that way, like that. Right. Right. This time I have got a, put that there a second, so I can see, that's it. Yeah, that come out a little touch more. No, that's about as far as it can go. That bit there. And yeah, I'm really liking playing about with this for different things, because it was a total freebie and a little bonus. But yeah, my kids just laugh at me. Like, who would be more excited about some little pieces of cardboard rather than their brand new sparkly oven? But that's me. That's what the oven ain't mine. It's just a thing. That functions, that lives in our house. But yeah, it don't get me wrong, I like to cook family dinners and things like that, but I much prefer doing this. Who wouldn't? Right. Oh, I really like how that has come out. I'm really pleased with it. Right. And I quite like the odd bit going with the corrugated going in a different direction. I haven't inked this bit, I can see. I think it was just a piece that I tore off trying to get the shape for another piece. But I'm looking at it and I really like it. And I'm thinking there, because, yeah, like I said, with the odd bits with the corrugated cardboard direction being different, I think that just adds to it big time. Yeah. Oh, I'm really happy with that. Right, let's see, little finishing touches. Right, I've torn off a couple of smaller bits again to stick on just as finishing touches, just where the pattern is going the other way, just to break it up and add just the final little touches. And I want a bit, I've got this teeny tiny bit. Oh, this little bit just for there, and I'm really happy with how that looks. Yeah, so I've torn a bit of greaseproof paper. I'm going to tear it again once we've got our bees on, but I think it'll probably be easier to stamp onto a larger piece and tear it rather than trying to pin down a small tiny piece. Okay, so we've got our little bees. They're not very dark at all, considering I use black ink, but it's not the Ranger ink, so that's probably why. And as well, I suppose you get different effects on different paper, don't you? We all know that. So maybe it's just because it's this greaseproof paper that you normally cook with. Right, so hang on, this one's gone a bit weird, and not good weird, just weird. Right. Oh, I'm getting very close to my bee. Right, I'm going to stop before I tear one of these legs or wings off. And he is very, very faint. It looks lighter since I printed it off. But yeah, you can see him. I'm going to put him down there. Oh. Or am I? Because that's quite close to that one. I think, no, he can go there like that. Oh, I like that. Right. And our other little fella. I'm going to move him around a little bit to see where I like him the best. Oh, yeah, straight away I've gone for that corner and I quite like that. Yeah, I do like him now. Perhaps like that, or like that, I think. Or do I? We can go up there. Yeah, and I'll have something else going on down the bottom. I've just thought of what I can have going along the bottom. I think this calls for some string. Right, I've found a bit of string. I couldn't find my ball of string. I've had to take this out of something different. But what I'm looking for now is a bee. Right, I found us a bee, which I'm happy about. And I'm going to put him on a jumping because that, I don't fancy feathering my string through that tiny little hole. And now we've got a bee on a string, which I like. And I'm just going to put the string across there like that, so that he will move up and he can move along his string. But I'm going to glue that down with my Fab-O-Tac, nice and strong. If I could have found my ball of string, we could have gone round the back, but then yeah, I want to leave that all clear for journaling. And yeah, try and get some glue out. Yeah, and a bit at the other end. Right, and that will dry nicely, and that will, because it's Fabri-Tac, it will be really firm, and then I can trim that afterwards, but I might just add something over the top just for decorative purposes. So I might see if I've got a bit of fabric or something. Once I've found a couple of little flowers that I buy them on a big long strip, and they're white, but I coffee dye some, I tea dye some, I dye some bright colours with my alcohol inks. I just love them, so it's worth buying like a couple of yards and to have, because they're so versatile and they really take colour well, and I like how they look. I think that looks fab, even if I do say so myself. So I'm going to flip that over, and we wanted to try and round the corners a bit. I think they're doing that naturally, because they're like, what I've done the corners with was the much thinner one that's already a bit dog-eared, you know, so probably didn't really need to be done, but yeah, just extra wrinkle around the edge, I think. Just darken it up. Right, I am really pleased with how that came out. So we did that one at the beginning, and most of the corrugated thingy is hidden from the sari silk, but I do like how that came out. And then I've done this big one, and off camera I just made that to go in it, and we did our wax seal, which I love, and yeah, I think that came out great considering it's on corrugated thingy, and the tag has got one too. And then we just did this one, didn't we, that we've framed in all the corrugated pieces, and I really like that rustic nature feel where we've used like the string as well and the bits of the stamp of the honeycomb. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. I hope that you did too, and that you've been crafting along with me. Yeah, if you get anything new, don't let anyone else unpack it before you've seen if there's any little treasures like that in there, because yeah, they really are treasures. I love them to bits. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back with something very soon. I love you all loads. Bye for now. Bye. Oh, don't forget, if you haven't already, hop over to my giveaway video and put your name down to enter. Alright? See you soon. Love ya. Bye bye.